Hey guys, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. So I thought I'd take you out on our morning walk this morning. I can't see a thing though. I'm looking in the sun. It's late. It's, what time is it? I think it's after 9 o'clock. Yeah, 9:17. And I've been up for hours. We've been up since 5. But it was cold and it's windy. And I didn't want to come out until it warmed up some so I could get shorts on. Still got a long sleeve shirt on though because it's kind of chilly windy. It's only 63, 64 degrees maybe. All right, so let's get this turned around and we're gonna take a walk. Show you what we got here.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Yeah, look at that view. That is just stunning. And since I can no longer remember what it is that I've already said, which I think is almost nothing. All right, so first thing, I'm still in the boot, still using the stick, and still walking slowly. And we're going to see just how bad the wind is and how good my microphone is. My plan is to take you down to the end of this little lane here and see if we can get a look at the Colorado River. We'll see how that works out as I'm stumping along. But I thought, you know, rather than just sitting on the sofa and giving you an update, since I have to get Kid out to walk him now, why not bring you along and let you see where we've been for the past week or so. But we're leaving. I'm ready to leave. I'm not ready to go in the direction that we got to go. But we'll talk about that. Look at that tent. These people pulled in yesterday afternoon, about 1 or 1:30, set up the tent. I don't know, I didn't notice what time they left, but my guess is that they're just setting it up so that they'll be able to come camp this weekend. Today is Friday, April the 4th, I think. And as I said, it's 9:15, probably about 9:20 now in the morning. It's another beautiful day. So this is officially a state park campground that I'm in, and they got water spigots along this lane for the primitive section, which I'm in. I'd had a couple of nights in the full hookup section over there when I first got here, and the temperature was in the mid-90s. It was hot and I wanted to run the AC. And I guess it's worth explaining how Nevada state parks work for Nevada residents if you're over 65, because it's pretty awesome. And the way it works is Nevada residents over age 65 can buy an annual pass for $30. And with that annual pass, you can camp for free in primitive sites, or you can pay $10 a night for hookup sites. So either which way, it's a pretty daggone good bargain. And when I got up here from Quartzsite, I went ahead and bought my annual pass, thinking that I was going to be spending all month of April in Nevada state parks. And instead what I've done is spend a little more than a week in one Nevada state park trying to get things straightened around. So here's what's going on. I have an issue with my rig that needs to get repaired, and because of the circumstances I'm going back to Quartzsite to get that done, but they had to order parts. And so we've been waiting since Monday, so it's been, all week long. And I still don't know when those parts are coming in for sure. But, oops, there's Kit doing his thing. Gotta look at these mountains. Just look at these views. Isn't this awesome? And the whole primitive section is only 8 sites, which have been, for the most part, filled. Since I've gotten here. There's usually been like 1 or maybe 2 have been open, but over the past couple of days they've all been filled. Anyway, I was talking to another friend of mine who is not a nomad yesterday morning and lamenting the fact that I have to go back to Quartzsite. And she said, well, since you got to go back to Quartzsite anyway, what about going back to the doctor that you saw in Yuma instead of trying to find another doctor? I'm like, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Well, at first I said it's too soon. And then I started thinking about it and I thought, well, in the grand scheme of things, I can probably make this work. So I've made an appointment with the doctor in Yuma for next Thursday, a little less than a week away. And then I got to thinking, I thought, well, you know, I had avoided going to the dentist in Mexico because I was running short on time and I really was not capable of walking at all yet at that point. You know, I was still on crutches. And so I gave up on the idea of getting to the dentist. But then thinking about it yesterday, I called the dentist and they're going to send a car to pick me up at the border. They asked if I could get into the border, you know, if I could get into Mexico. And I said, yeah, I can walk that far. I just can't walk the 4.5 blocks to your office from the border. And so I'm going to go to the dentist next Friday, get my teeth cleaned and get an exam. I'm reasonably sure everything's fine, except my teeth are filthy because it's been like a year and a half and I accumulate tartar pretty quickly even though I do all of the appropriate things. You know, floss, water pick, brush, all that stuff. So I'm actually pretty excited about getting both of those things done. I mean, I know I'm still going to end up having to find another doctor to see in another month or so after I see the guy in Yuma again this time. But I want to know whether or not I'm really heading in the right direction healing-wise. Because, like right now, I'm wearing the boot. Doesn't really hurt to walk. But my experience has been that when I get back and I'll take the boot off and I'll put my foot up for a while, then when I go to stand up again when I get off the sofa, foot hurts pretty bad. Ankle still hurts quite a bit. And I mean, really, I just want to know if the bone is making progress and it's just being slow, or if I'm not healing and we need to look at another course of action, which I hope is not the case. So we'll see. So I'm going to spend some time today looking at route planning when I get back, but my route planning will be coming from Quartzsite instead of from, I gotta spin around because Kit got on the wrong side of me, instead of from Laughlin, where I intended to be moving north from. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to continue my intended trajectory or if I'm going to really just end up basically heading up to the northwest corner of Oregon and skipping Washington. I got to look at that pretty closely. I don't want to have to rush, but I also kind of want to get Washington over with because that's the last part of my Geographical Extremes tour, except it isn't, because I found a Wikipedia website that lists all kinds of geographical extremes, and there's a view of the Colorado River for you. And so I'm not sure I'm actually done with my geographical extremes. I may have to go deal with some of the other ones. You don't need to watch Kit spin around in circles. We'll turn around this way and watch these people coming up with their dogs. They must be in the main campsite because I think Kit's the only dog in the primitive campsite.
You know, it's like you having a house at North Vienna.
So,
You know, from 7 o'clock
pretty beautiful.
dawn,
Very calm.
it's everybody running around with their boat. I was a fan.
Morning. Wow, what a group of labs.
It
lab brigade.
You want to say hi? Make friends?
Whoop.
Make friends, Kit? Hi,
Not
puppies.
gonna go for a swim, buddy? We went for a swim.
We found a nice.
I can't get him to swim.
Oh,
I,
look at that one.
She won't swim, and she's a lab, so you know,
he has followed me in the water like up to his chest,
Yeah.
and then he just looks askance like, what on earth am I doing?
Yeah.
Oh no, no, sorry, he's not friendly to people.
Okay.
He loves dogs, hates people. He's a rescue. He was abused, we think, by men and children.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this is such an improvement from when I got him.
Yeah.
I would not be able to stop and talk to anybody because the people would just freak him out.
Yeah.
If you were 16 feet away from your dogs, he would have been absolutely fine then, but this close, so this is great.
This is avoiding at this point rather than
Yeah.
That's
really.
good.
This is, I don't trust you, but but you got dogs and that might be okay.
Yeah.
Look at
It might be okay, huh, Kit?
she's being submissive.
I think he packed up with big dogs when he was living on the streets
Okay.
because he loves big dogs, much more than little dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
Well, and she was looking away from him,
Yeah.
so she was being
Yeah.
very submissive.
Interesting. Hey, baby girl, just so you know, he only weighs 12 and a half pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, she was a
It
puppy.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's
She was a
afraid of
puppy and she got bit on the eye. I think it was our first or second time out, unprovoked. And so now it's every dog's like,
Aw,
she's kind
stranger
of waiting
danger.
for him to go off.
He won't go off on you, I promise. He won't. You gonna say hi to that one too?
The only one she's rough with is her sister.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll play. We play this game called Kill Dory. She chases her and tackles her.
He says, "Wait a minute, you've got a stick. My mom's got a stick. I hate sticks.
Uh-oh.
I hate. I take him out of the RV this morning, and I hooked his leash on the side of the camper because I just keep a hook there, and he got all 16 feet away from me because he saw me reach in to get the stick.
Oh my God.
It's like, really, dude? You've seen this enough times.
That must have been hit by.
Any number of things, but you know, he should be loving the sticks because it means we actually get to walk now.
Go
Yeah.
for
Well,
walking.
and he came right up next to me to see her, and
Uh-huh.
I bet that's
That's
big,
huge,
that's
huge, yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I just spent 7 weeks on crutches. I just got off of crutches a week ago, so we're able to get it out a little bit now, huh?
All right.
Yeah, he's turned out to be a pretty good road dog despite his size.
Yeah.
You know,
Small ones are good for that.
can be, yeah. I mean, and I've had a lot to learn because I've always been a big dog person. I had like Chesapeake Bay Retrievers, you know, Bull Mastiffs, you know, big dogs.
Talking big,
Yeah, and the whole psychology is so different.
Yes.
So different. I've never had a fearful dog before, but he's afraid of everything.
Yeah.
Except thunder and gunshots. I had a gun dog that was afraid of guns. That was fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind fireworks. He doesn't mind lightning.
That's amazing.
All of that stuff is great.
Oh yeah.
Now if I could just get him to like people again.
Yeah, these
you know?
guys are all just. We have to leave town for
Yeah.
July.
Except for she was trained as a gun dog, so she seems to be desensitized
Yeah,
to fireworks. But we're a big. We live on the beach, and it's a huge fireworks thing. We have to abandon ship. We all have to leave because the dogs get so
Yeah,
freaked
they
out.
get worked out.
Yeah.
So are you guys relatively local or are you camped here?
No,
No,
we're
just
camped.
Okay.
We're camping.
Where are you from?
We're from Central Coast of
Oh,
California.
okay.
San Luis
Obispo
Obispo.
area.
Oh, okay, slow, yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
I used to live in Tehachapi when I still had a house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I still had a house. Now my house has, a steering wheel,
Wheels.
which is pretty
We
awesome.
stop at Tehachapi all the time.
Yeah.
Hi, Beefy. It's okay.
Yeah. Friends of mine used to live in Tehachapi.
Yeah,
Tom Seville, but
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I used to work for the prison system. Have to go out to the prison.
To
operations
CCI,
so
yeah.
often.
yeah. I used to live out beyond the prison out in Stallion Springs.
Ooh, that's nice out there.
Yeah, I owned the top of a mountain. It was great. 15 acres, 3,500 square feet.
Yeah.
And then I moved into town on half an acre. And when I moved, I'm thinking, really, how am I going to survive on half an acre? I did that for about 3.5 years, and then I sold it and went full time.
Moving.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to survive. I'll just have all the acres.
yeah,
There you go.
that's right.
Well, you all have an amazing day. I know I am.
Too.
Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the visit with the puppies.
All right.
All right, Kitster, let's go. Okay, not sure how much of that I'm going to leave in here for you guys, but that was fun. And I kind of was prolonging a little bit because, Kit was doing really, really well. He was getting very close to the people and sniffing all the dogs. And the one lab really was being pretty submissive to him, which is just funny. It's like, yeah, no, he's little. He's really little. Okay, so what were we talking about? Going back to Quartzsite. New plans, getting to see the doctor and the dentist while I'm down in Yuma. And I'm going to get to visit with some friends down there that I'd only spent a couple of hours with before I left town. We went to Beer Bellies on a Sunday and hung out for a couple hours, and that was it. So I'll get to spend a couple of days down in Yuma, do a little visiting. Hey, Kit, come on, let's move on. Let's move on. I want to see if we can get all the way down here today. And yeah, so my loose plans, well, my one concrete plan is that I'm meeting up with some friends May 22nd. I'll be up in the northwest corner of Oregon. We're going to go clamming for a week. And then I'm meeting up with my friend Barb, whom you've seen in other videos, also one of my channel members, but first and foremost a friend. And Barb and I are going to be traveling through Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Montana, and I'm probably going to end up having to finish my Washington section at the end of that trip, because I just don't think I'm going to get to it before I get up to Oregon, and then I'm turning around and coming right back to Utah, and that's going to be a fairly quick trip back to Utah. Oh, geographical extremes. I found a web page on Wikipedia that lists a bunch of other geographical extremes that I'll have to consider for the future. So by the end of this travel season, I will at that point have visited every 50. At the end of this travel season, I will have visited all 50 states. I'm going to check off the last two that I have not yet visited, which are North Dakota and Montana. Get to those this summer, or early fall. And then I think I'm going to check out some of the other geographical extremes that I found on the Wikipedia page, which include sites up, I think I want to say Michigan, but I'm not sure that's right. So it'll give me another whole travel trajectory to look at in the coming years. So we'll see. So there we got the Colorado River straight ahead of us. We're making progress little by slowly. And this will be my big exercise for today, is just getting down here and back to camp. And at some point today, I need to get water. And then we'll be motoring down the road again before long, back to Quartzsite. I think I'm going to spend one night in Quartzsite on my way to Yuma, because I've got one friend left that'll still be camping there, I think, the day I go down. And then a few nights in Yuma, and it's supposed to start getting really pretty hot Monday, Tuesday. Can you see the bird? Skimming across the water, and we got a couple ducks right here. Wind's blowing toward us, so it'll be quieter heading back, but I don't think I'm going to keep the camera on the whole time heading back. But isn't this just beautiful? And then, so part of my issue with this broken foot is that I have to look down constantly. All right, well, the wind has picked up substantially. I mean, if you look at the palm trees, look at the speed of the water. But we're going to get out here to the point. And so, I mean, think about this. The wind is behind me. I'm going to have a headwind going back now. Woohoo! And I haven't made it around the corner yet, all the way down to the end. I want to do that before I leave. Not sure that I'm going to. What the heck. Let's just head down this way. It may be a shorter trip than I thought. I thought that this little lane went all the way out a bit further down here, but I might be wrong about that. Yeah, I think we're about to run out. Wait a minute, is that a little trail? Is that a little trail that I can't handle in a boot? Yeah, that looks pretty dicey. What do you think? Might be able to do it, probably shouldn't. Don't think I will. So let's just go back out here to the point. We'll give you one more lovely view here. And I'll thank you for coming along for our walk today. So not a real exciting day today. I'm going to do some trip planning. Going to get some water. I don't have to do any cooking. I made a bunch of potato salad and a bunch of chopped broccoli salad. It's not, I can't call it just broccoli salad anymore because I put so many other things in it. But I made those a couple of days ago. I've got hard-boiled eggs. I got one more day of greens, so I think I'm going to have to hit the grocery store tomorrow. And no matter how good this microphone is, I don't think you're going to be able to hear me walking into the wind. So I think I'm going to stop this right here. And I'm going to say thank you so much for coming along. I really do appreciate you taking your time to watch my videos. And I hope that you too are having an amazing and fascinating day. I don't know if I can do this or not and have you see it, but we'll find out. Can you see how clear the water is? I mean, right here by these rocks, that water's probably 4 or 5 feet deep and I can see to the bottom. And that's with the wind blowing it, you know, so the water's not still at all. But it is just beautiful. And I have thoroughly enjoyed my stay here, even if it does mean backtracking, which I really don't like to do, but that's okay. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much, and we'll see you the next time.